4 car lengths in one chicane. It isn't that he makes up tons of ground on the slow corners. It's the heavy braking areas where he beats everyone.
And the 17 was loose on the high banks. The rear tires are going away so much on that car. The 16, you see it kind of sliding left to right, front tires locking up. I think the 88's just kind of biding his time right here, trying not to slide tires.
5 laps difference, speaking of tires, Steve, 5 laps difference between these guys. He's got 5 laps fresher tires, Marty, has Shane Van Gisbergen.
Yeah, SVG catching those top 2, probably will try to make a move on Buscher here in this corner, and doing all this while he's not happy with the car. Listen in.
Yeah, these tires are I've used them up early with the low pressure and it's damaged them. Now I got nothing.
Got nothing and making a pass for second. SVG now trying to set his sights on AJ Allmendinger, who was supposed to pit 1 lap ago, Steve, but the driver made the call. Hey, I'm going to stay out.
Well, I know it feels like he has nothing, but he has something more than everyone else at this point in tires.
He's doing plenty with nothing.
But I think that's the point, though, Jeff, right? Like, it's all about your perception, right? Like, he has what he's looking for versus these two, but you see the 5 of Kyle Larson about 20 car lengths back, who, he's on the same strategy as the 88, and I think the 88 knows the 5's maybe a little better right now.
So he hasn't driven away. He didn't catch those leaders as quickly as I thought he would on newer tires, and he also hasn't driven away from Larson.
Here comes Allmendinger on pit road. Marty standing by.
Yeah, we mentioned AJ Allmendinger, the driver, making the call. He was called to pit road the last lap, but he said, hey, I'm going to stay out here. And then a moment ago, Trent Owens said, hey, I know you want to make it to where we can flip the stage, running about 6 more laps. There's no way we can make it to that point. He said it's the freest the 16 car has been all day long, but did a terrific job on those older tires out front, held the lead for quite a while.
Let's watch this with a lot of interest. Can Kyle Larson close that gap to SVG?
8 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious.
To get to the end of this stage and then short pit the stage, as many of these teams are thinking of doing, including Larson and Chris Roval, but it's been a huge task for some of these drivers to go over 10 laps on these tires. That's what I've been impressed with, the speed on the 1 car. He has the same amount of laps that William Byron has, and he is much faster than his 24 car.
This is going to sound crazy, but I really think the one chance of advancing is the next 5 laps. I think he's better than Logano. I think he can outrun him a few in the final stage, but if he can get inside the top 10 and score 4 or 5 points right here, he is starting the last stage heads up against the driver in the 22 that he has outrun all day.
Just remember, there's a lot of people in front of Chastain that will probably pit before the end of this stage, and that will advance him. The question is, how many will pit, and how many will catch him from behind to determine if he can earn points or not.
There's going to be a story at the end of the day, if he makes it or if he doesn't, about that hiccup on pit road, exiting after that most recent stop. But boy, has it been a diligent comeback from Ross Chastain. Van Gisbergen leads. Chastain's above the cut line at the moment. 5 to go in this stage.
To short this stage, basically flip it here to put 4 Goodyear tires on. They asked him to do this and kept him updated throughout the run. He's just been a little tight in that 20 car, especially the right-handers.
Not racing, taking it easy. You heard on the radio for the 20, Kim.
Yeah, and for Chase Briscoe, he said the straight line could be better, but limited because of the back end. This last adjustment you made it better. Continue with that direction of the adjustments. I do want to say they did put stomach relief medicine the last stop in his water bottle. You see Bubba Wallace, just still a struggle for him today. Kind of a slow getting out of his box, Parker.
Danny Hamlin on pit road. This was planned because they weren't going to get stage points. They decided to flip the stage here. He's also been struggling with a tight race car.
The story to me moves to the front of the pack, the 88 of SVG. I think he's going to pit here on the next time by. He has such a big gap that he's going to pit and rejoin probably in 5th or 4th, right around Chastain. We'll see if the 88 decides to pit right here. That's the first update about the running order. He's been so good that I think he can almost get a free pit stop here. You only lose about 25 seconds pitting and taking tires. So you see the 88 come down pit road. The 5 of Larson may join him. If he does, that's music to Chastain's ears because he might be able to get in front of the 5. So let's cover these pit stops, and then most importantly, where they blend versus Chastain on the racetrack. Marty.
It's a fascinating chess match between crew chiefs down here, Steve. You see the 88 come to pit road, who truly did struggle with the handling at the end of that run. Paul Wolf was planning on flipping this stage, but when the one stayed out, they felt like they had to stay out to get stage points, Parker.
Right, and Kyle Larson's just been struggling sliding the rear tires, especially in some higher speed corners. They've been consistently keeping updated what he's been doing differently to SVG corner by corner and trying to get him to adjust to see